Welcome back to The Explainer. So, we're not just doing your standard run-of-the-mill recap today. No, we are turning this space into a full-on tactical war room for the 2026 World Cup quarterfinal between France and Morocco. Think back 4 years. These two met in a World Cup semifinal, right? And Morocco went home absolutely convinced they'd been robbed. Well, tonight in Boston, they finally get their chance to take it all back. But here's the thing. This entire quarterfinal, it's not going to be decided in the midfield or even in the penalty box. It's going to come down to one single, isolated strip of grass.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the whole match literally hinges on one impossible dilemma. Do you pin him back, or do you let him go? We are talking about the ultimate heavyweight duel on the left flank. On one side, you've got France's Kylian Mbappe. He has been just terrorizing that left channel all tournament long. And on the flip side, attacking directly into his space is Achraf Hakimi. Now, Hakimi isn't just Morocco's right back. He's their best attacking player overall, and arguably the only defender they have who can realistically keep up with Mbappe's sheer pace. The tension here is just absolutely immense.
But before we totally dissect that duel, let's look at the weigh-in for this matchup. This right here is a collision of two entirely different tournaments. France, they've been a total entertainment machine, just scoring for fun. We're talking 13 goals in 4 games. They didn't just survive their group, they completely dismantled it, putting 3 past Senegal, Iraq, and Sweden, and then 4 past Norway. It's insane. Meanwhile, Morocco has walked the hardest road imaginable. They've conceded just 1 single goal in open play, survived a crazy stoppage time equalizer and a shootout against the Netherlands, and somehow ground out a brutal win over Canada. So you've got one team here to entertain, and the other, they're here to make you suffer.
All right, let's kick off this rapid-fire tactical debate. Round 1, Hakimi's sacrifice.
So here is the brutally tough trade-off for Moroccan manager Wabi. If Hakimi plays his normal game, if he gets forward and attacks, he leaves about 40 yards of wide-open turf right behind him. And you know what that does? It forces center backs Issa Diop and Riyad Shaya to slide over and cover Mbappe in open space. And let's be real, nobody is good enough to do that consistently. But what's the alternative? You pin Hakimi back as a pure stay-at-home defender. Sure, if you do that, you probably neutralize Mbappe. But Morocco's entire right-sided attacking threat completely evaporates. It just disappears. There is literally no version of this game where Morocco gets to have both.
Moving right along, round 2, the Saibari Void.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it introduces a massive complication for Morocco's already super fragile tactical plan. 3 goals. That is exactly what Ismail Saibari scored in the group stage before suffering a devastating hamstring injury. And sadly, that's ruled him out of this match entirely. Guys, he was their leading scorer. He was the guy who buried the winning penalty to knock out the Dutch. Morocco has basically lost their absolutely most crucial attacking piece in the exact week they needed him most. And it just completely rewires the geometry of the pitch.
Without Saibari, Morocco's options narrow so drastically it's scary. Rahimi, he's now forced to lead the line completely by himself up top. Brahim Diaz, sure, he's got 4 assists, but he's realistically going to create maybe exactly 1 golden chance. And that might be the only one they get from open play on night. So what's left? Everything else becomes entirely reliant on a dead ball. We're talking a Hakimi corner kick or just praying for a scramble header from the edge of the 6-yard box. You take Saibari out, and their route to actually finding the back of the net shrinks to almost nothing. And honestly, that is simply not the kind of offensive profile that's going to break down this French defense.
Which brings us right into the final round with our debate. Round 3, risk versus need.
So the million-dollar question here is, can France actually be made to suffer? The answer is absolutely yes, and the definitive proof is the Paraguay blueprint we saw back in the round of 16. Paraguay played a full 90 minutes against France, and they were wildly physical. I mean, they kicked Kylian Mbappe up and down the pitch, but they did it with such immense discipline that they collected 0 yellow cards doing it. No way, right? Now, yes, France still won 1-0, but France did not enjoy a single second of that match. Morocco literally has to replicate this exact blueprint if they want to survive, and that introduces a super fascinating subplot.
Get this. France has 3 crucial starters, Elise, Barcola, and Kone, who are all sitting on yellow cards right now. Just one more, and they miss the semifinal. You can bet Morocco knows this. They are going to spend the next 90 minutes treating these 3 guys like absolute piñatas, doing everything in their power to draw those exact fouls. They're going to slow the game down, make it super fractious, and happily bait the French players who absolutely cannot afford to get aggressive. It is literally the ultimate tactical game of chicken.
Okay, the moment of truth. The final verdict.
We've laid out the war room, we've debated the tactical sacrifices, and now it's time to resolve this debate and deliver the ultimate prediction from the analytical models.
So the predictive models are giving France a solid 55% chance of winning, while the betting markets actually list France as heavy -175 favorites. And you know what the smartest read on this game is right now? It's packaged as a correlated +450 parlay. 1. France to win. 2. Under 2.5 goals. 3. Mbappe anytime score. But let's be super honest about what this parlay actually represents, okay? These are not 3 separate predictions. This is the exact same tactical scenario, just written 3 different ways. Look at it. Because Morocco's knockout football completely strangles games, it has to be under 2.5 goals. Because Hakimi is forced to stay back on defense, France will control the tempo and keep a clean sheet. And finally, because Mbappe is constantly running at a fullback who cannot afford to defend too aggressively, he eventually scores. Though keep in mind, if Morocco steals some random corner kick goal early on, all 3 of these predictions basically go up in smoke together.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the timeline of this match is likely to play out. Morocco will keep it level going into the second half. They just will, because they always do. They'll foul to survive, they'll sit deep, and they'll make it incredibly ugly. But right around that 60th minute mark, the dam breaks. Once France gets that first goal, the entire Moroccan tactical structure just completely falls apart. They can't sit back anymore. They finally have to come out and chase the game, which, you guessed it, leaves vast, open amounts of space for the French counterattack.
Which leads us right to the knockout blow. The official prediction: France 2, Morocco 0. Kylian Mbappe is your match winner. I mean, the guy already has 7 goals in 5 games, he's chasing down a second golden boot, and he's going up against a team that is missing its top scorer in Saibari and literally cannot afford to release its best creator in Hakimi. It's the perfect storm.
Listen, Morocco has absolutely been the best story of this World Cup for sure. They are the last African team standing, and they've overcome immense odds to be here. But against this specific French attack, the story ends exactly where it ended 4 years ago. And it leaves us with one massive lingering thought to chew on today. By completely sacrificing Hakimi's offensive brilliance just to try and stop Mbappe, did Morocco's manager Awabi play the only hand he realistically had, or did he essentially surrender the match before the whistle even blew? I'll let you debate that one. Thank you so much for joining this Tactical Explainer, and we will catch you next time.